Sup nerds, we back with another create mod video. In the last one, we made this entire courtyard that I am walking through right now. It looks beautiful. We made 8 total trees, made some cute pathways with some lights and stuff, and it's looking incredible. We also briefly made some large fueling and filling tank refillers that actually work, and then a quick little obsidian farm as well, that if we turn on here, you can see that it is working, creating obsidian, and it puts it back in our main storage system over there. As you can tell from the title though, we have a big episode ahead of us. I have been putting it off because I'm lazy and scared of making more netherrack and other machines. Hold on, this is such a funny sight. We have literally like a 20 by 30 area here that has like one little bit there and one little bit here, and that is it for this entire area of experience. I want to get hyper experience. If you don't know, with the Create Enchantment Industries mod, we have normal experience. It can be put in liquid form and used to make books and other stuff like that, and duplicate books and stuff. It's really, really great. Hyper experience is even better. It lets you add 1 additional like XP level to anything. So if you put efficiency 5 on a pickaxe, with hyper experience, it'll automatically bring it to efficiency 6. That is crazy. You can't go any higher than efficiency 6, unfortunately, but that 1 extra efficiency or extra unbreaking or extra silk touch doesn't work, but extra fortune or protection would be crazy. Swift sneak 4, oh my gosh. Could you imagine? I would be zooming. I'm already kind of fast, but it would be faster than just normal walking. It would be crazy. So that's what we're getting in today. I have a vague plan, but it's a lot of steps. So to get to hyper experience, we need to superheat lapis, glow ink sacks, and normal XP. Lapis is only fully automatable by getting clerics and automating them to get lapis. However, if we crush a lapis ore, you get at a minimum 10, and then a deep slate is 12. Potentially 13, so I'm not too worried about needing a ton of those. And then we also need glow ink sacks. These are a little bit more difficult, but with this ink sack to glow ink sack converter with just a soul campfire, I'm not too worried about it. The harder bit is going to be the blaze cake bit. So this needs to be put into a blaze burner with a mechanical arm, and these blaze cakes are automatable, but that is the difficult part, automating them. You need eggs, sugar, and cinder flour. Eggs and sugar are both pretty simple. You can make a vanilla farm for that, let alone create one, but cinder flour is a little bit more difficult. We have this over at the redstone farm where we crush netherrack into cinder flour, and honestly, you don't need a ton of this to make a relatively quick liquid XP farm, because you only need 1 of these every, I think it's 5 minutes, or maybe a minute and a half, to keep the blaze superheated. And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think we're gonna need more than 1 of these. So a blaze cake every minute 30 is not too bad. We're probably only gonna need 1 netherrack combiner here with andesite and netherwort, so it really shouldn't be too difficult. This is a ton of steps. So I want to quickly go into creative and make an automated blaze cake farm with the mods that we have installed here, because I don't think the netherrack conversion is a base create mod. I think this is something separate, but create more recipes, yes. So it's not a base create one, but it is pretty common. So let's get into a creative world and try to figure that out. I'm in a tree. So let's go over the easier 2 first. So we need sugar and egg. This can be a basic egg. We have a bunch of Alex's mob eggs, but you could, as you saw, we could just do a basic egg. And then for sugar, we could do honey or sugarcane. I think for this small farm, I am just going to do sugarcane and probably just throw it in a milling system. This thing takes a lot less stress units than a crushing wheel, and we don't need a ton of it. My quick question that I'm going to have, so I might as well test it now, is can mechanical harvesters harvest this type of thing? So if we connect this up and flip it around, it does, but it doesn't replant it. I would love if this would let us put a barrel in the middle and pick it up for us. That does seem to be the case, but we just need to increase the height of this by 1 block. There we go. And if we switch this back, it'll pick up all the sugarcane. And that is honestly probably all that we need for this little farm here, since Again, sugarcane is not going to be the slowest bit of this farm. It's going to be the cinder flower. To move on now to the egg farm, this is going to be as simple as placing down a hopper, placing stone around it, and spawning in a bunch of chickens. These guys will just lay eggs for us, and if I get enough in, if they start entity cramming, then we'll have enough. There we go. So these guys will just give us eggs in here, and that will be good enough. Now to the cinder flower. This should be relatively easy, but I'm not confident. So as I mentioned, we need netherrack to make this. And these chickens are so loud. As I was saying, we need netherite to make this, which is just andesite and netherwort. Honestly, is probably still worth it to have this system also farm netherwort for us, because I want this to be relatively self-sustaining and self-sufficient. So we have netherwort in here as well. This just goes to this portable storage interface. And then we are going to need andesite. I don't want to create a whole cobblestone generator for just andesite, since we have 2 andesite farms already in our world. So this part isn't not going to be included in the cinderflower farm, but I think that's okay. So when this portable storage interface connects up with this one, we will need to get a shaft, or I guess a belt, with a funnel coming off of this thing onto the belt. The belt then needs to have the sugarcane go into the millstone. So we'll do that, set the filter for that, and then that will drop down, I suppose, into a hopper, which will be the sugar outputting here, and we'll deal with that in a second. After that is the netherwort. This is going to be combined with andesite in a basin that has to be heated with a blaze burner, and that will be right next to this one over here. Then we'll have andesite over on this side coming in as well, and then on this side here we'll dump out the netherrack. That netherrack will be dropped off, go into a funnel, into a chute, into these crushing wheels, which will then pop out cinderflower, and that makes the blaze cakes here. And there we go, we have a working system here. It makes quite a few blaze cakes. We are running, well, maybe not anymore. We were running at a faster tick rate just so we could get, why didn't this go the whole way? Are we allergic to continuing? So what I've done, I have put in a automatic lava generator. I don't know if this is gonna be enough. I haven't tested the speeds or anything, but it should be fine. The farm over here is just on a 5-minute timer just because of this pulse extender. So we do have 10 more cinderflower than we do sugarcane. And that is because each one of these netherwort, even though it's one, like we get the same amount of netherwort and sugarcane, the netherwort is 1.5 netherrack instead of the sugarcane's just 1-to-1. So if we cared, we could add 3 more sugarcane, or like cut this by 1/3. Is that the right math? I don't know. But honestly, it's probably fine. I think if we remove these 2, it'll be great. And it should be a little bit closer to fully even. We don't want too much sugarcane when we have the room for extra netherwort and stuff. So I think I'm okay with it just being this. We'll see if we need to increase it or decrease it at all. I'm hoping the lava is enough. And then the final thing is andesite. I have kind of decided that I want this to be a, like, just drop it into your world kind of thing, where it's not creating a ton of blaze cakes per hour, or per minute, or per whatever, but it's creating probably enough for 1 or 2 people, and you should be able to expand it if you want to. So maybe I do just get in a quick andesite crafter thing. All right, we now have a little andesite farm thing in here. It is using a different recipe than what I normally do. I normally do this crafting recipe. It's using the gravel and 2 flint with some lava. We're doing that because we already have lava in here, and I don't want to deal with more of that. Why is this being all weird? Oh, because chutes are bad. But this is the farm. I'm gonna run it and test it to make sure that we are getting enough blaze cakes to at least run this liquid XP a little bit. I suspect we'll be okay, but I'm gonna get a barrel really quick and replace this creative crate so that we can see how long it takes. I'm gonna time it probably for like an hour and just see how many we get. I want to make sure that we make 1 at least. We're out of lava. Okay, so that might be an issue going forward. But if that's our issue, this is easy to expand. I'm not super worried about that. But yeah, I'm gonna AFK this, see how many we get, and if we need to speed up lava, we can definitely do that. And oh my gosh, thank goodness I did this, because there were a lot of things wrong with it. Lava was number 1, so we expanded that, just moved it out 1 block, and I think out 1 block this way, and now lava is not our issue. The andesite, we were making way too much cobble, and this was backing up. I think I picked up like 5 or so stacks that were just sitting on top of the hoppers, with the hoppers being full. They're still full, but less full now. I also halved the speed of the mechanical drill from the rest of the system. I think we're just going to run this at 25 RPM, or whoa, 32 RPM. Because that's the bare minimum we can do for the mixer, and everything still works fine, and that's not an issue. Eggs, actually, were surprisingly fine. They didn't need any changes. And then the farming system is what needed changes. I won't talk about the math because I still don't really get it, but we need 11 netherwort and 9 sugarcane. I think that's because we get 2.1 sugar per sugarcane. I don't know, but this is the best ratio that I found. I don't know the rates. I actually haven't tested this new version, but we're just gonna throw it into our world, and I think that's the same one up there. Let's get this in the world. We'll need to find some chickens. I think I have them in the pen still, and then we can turn this thing on and get some hyper experience. All right, so this blaze cake farm is kind of gigantic, and I don't know if there's a way to rotate it in the best possible like orientation and stuff. I think we just throw it up against one of these walls and call it a day. I feel like here is going to be a little bit better, and then I probably want to rotate you. Maybe not, because that blocks the whole area. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove this and get it in here. I guess I just have to go downstairs and get more wood to remake these bookshelves, but I'm going to put it in this corner here so that it is out of the way, and hopefully it will fit, but I actually don't have that high of hopes. It does not fit, but that's fine. We can remove some of the extra stuff here that was honestly just used for me to get a bunch of shears, as you can see. I have a few. But if we just get rid of the rest of that, we can move this barrel. That we probably should do that too. Okay, I think this is going to be the best setup that we have. The output is right here, but we can always route that a different direction. If we rotate it, it gets it too far in the way, so we're not going to do that, but I think that's all right. I need to get in the materialist, and oh my gosh, it's 9 pages. That's fine. I'm okay. I'm great. I'm doing swell. Well, I guess it's a quick material gathering session, and then we can get this thing in. All right, we have all of the ingredients that we need. Everything is green. They're in the backpack in this barrel here. I obviously don't have chickens. We'll need to grab them from over there. But otherwise, we are good to start placing stuff. Now, we will need to connect this up to power. That won't be too difficult. I probably want to set up a rotation speed controller. But while this is running, I'm going to grab some chickens. Oh, you know what? I could throw the eggs and have them spawn that way. Yeah, and I have 56 eggs here. So I think we'll be okay. I'll obviously have to breed them a little bit. But if I grab some seeds, I can make the babies older and then get more. And it's already going. We're placing in quite a few. Okay, obviously that won't work. Sugarcane no leg place right now because we have no water. But we can get that in once this is just finished placing so that we have water in here and everything's working, and then we'll be good. There we go. It's done. We need lava in and then chickens. This is the lava one. The chickens are over here. Where are the chickens? Are the chickens here? Oh, the chickens are here. Hello. You better make a chicken person for me. Oh, there we go. Go. Nice. We have at least 2, which is just enough. But I would like more. There we go. A 3rd. 4th. 5th is good. A 6th is even better. Okay, perfect. So that means we should be okay. We should have enough. And then these guys just need to get breeded up, and then we'll be good. It's raining through the hole in the ceiling that I made. Oops. Don't jump out. Don't do that. You're not allowed. Okay, while we're waiting on that, let's get in the lava for everywhere except for this big area and the water. We need lava there, and then I think water in this little area here. Yes. And then we also need some water in here, and I'm going to do a professional gamer strategy of using an infinite water source. And then we can place the sugarcane in. So now we just have to wait for these chickens, and I guess in the meantime, we can connect this thing to power and figure out how to make the hyper experience, because we will need a superheated blaze burner, a basin, and a mixing thing with lapis, glowing sex, and liquid XP. I would ultimately want to set up a timer thing where it checks to make sure that I have like a stack of glow ink sacks, a stack of lapis, and enough liquid XP to make a full batch of liquid hyper experience, because we don't want to waste any blaze cakes. I suspect it won't be the limiting factor. Why is this pipe like this? There we go. I suspect the blaze cakes won't be the limiting factor because it's the one thing we can fully automate, but I still want to maybe set up a system that does that. I don't know if it's going to be worth it just yet, but we'll figure it out. And I guess in the meantime, I can also pick all these things up. All right, so we can hook it up to power. I don't know if this is going the right way, so I have turned this off for the time being. It looks like it is. So the cobblestone generator obviously works. That's going to be the easy part. We need to make sure the lava works. And are these chickens adults yet? No, we still have 600 seconds. Anyway, at least this mostly works. Everything looks like it's going correct enough. So all we have to do now is basically wait for the nether wart to grow, this thing to move back and forth, to collect our items for us, and we obviously need lava to hook this whole thing up. And I would maybe remove these tubes and just hook it up to normal lava, but I honestly think it's kind of cool to have them here, so I'm not going to. I also grabbed a blaze burner that we are going to superheat. I'm curious if we can do it manually. I don't know what the rules are with that. But anyway, when we superheat that, we'll need a basin, which I think is... Yes. That goes on top, and then we're going to need a mixer on top of that boy, and that will make us the liquid XP. I have given up, and I'm just connecting lava to it with our infinite source, because one, it's infinite, and two, it's taking so long to get these chickens going that I'm just going to start the farm with it not being at full speed yet, because we don't have enough chickens, and I'll just suck up the consequences. It's overstressed. Okay, so everything's back up and running, but we've 33,000 SU remaining. These are still running. These ones take up a lot. Let me turn these off. We're back down to 76,000 remaining. So I've just saved us 30,000, 35,000 stress units. Let's turn this on. This shouldn't overstress now. Beautiful. I mean, it's only going at 32 RPM. I don't see how much it could use. There's 74,000 remaining. That means it uses like 3,000. Why was it yelling at me? I suspect what happened, I've been having issues ever since connecting up the main generators to these windmill things. Ever since I've connected them up, I've had weird stress units not working issues. And I think that's what happened, where we can turn stuff on again and it'll be fine. But for some reason, sometimes it breaks. But that's not a huge issue. We have stuff happening. At least we should. We have nether wart in here. We don't have andesite yet, but I suspect we'll get it. I need to make sure we're getting lava in here. We are indeed, which means we should have some. Oh, we do have sugar. Okay. So we have sugar. We will, once this fills up, get andesite. We have nether wart in here. It looks like it's going to work, and then we can get some blaze, whatever these are called. I also set up this little system that just drops ink sacks and converts it. It doesn't need to be the fastest thing in the world. It'll just convert it into glow ink sacks. I think the next thing we need to do, honestly, is get more glow ink sacks. We have a ton of lapis. I think we have 1,000. I only have like 30 glow ink sacks total. So we're only gonna really be able to upgrade one of our tools to full efficiency. At least that's my guess. I don't know for sure if so this one, obviously, like Sweeping Edge 3, it says consumed experience 130 millibuckets. The hyper experience, you only get 10 millibuckets per lapis and glowing sack, which means with all the glowing sacks that we have, we'll only get like 320 millibuckets. If the consumes experience level is the same, then we can only really upgrade 2 or 3 things at most, which is not really that great. I haven't gotten in the last little bit of this though. We need to connect up this fluid tank here to this blaze burner that we then need to convert into an enchanting boy. And there we go. We have this set up. And once we get hyper experience in this thing, then we'll be good to go. The only issue now is that we need to set the filter of experience to hyper experience itself with this smart fluid pipe, because otherwise normal experience is going to come in here and we do not want that. All right, and I hear stuff happening. Yes, that's our third blaze cake. Nice. There's another. Okay, so that means that this thing is working even with the less chickens that we have, which actually, let me breed you guys. Come on, make more babies. But we have blaze cakes, and I don't know if I'm allowed to, but I want to try to just click this on here, and it's superheated. Okay, so that means we are making liquid hyper experience, and now we're getting all of it It is working. And I think 100% correctly. Now, to get the water bottle thing that we need to set that filter, we just need a bottle of hyper experience, which is just going to be a spout onto a depot with a bottle on it. And we can set that up really quickly, I think. I'm also curious if we can just right-click this thing. It doesn't look like it, but if we put it on the spout and then connect you for a second, there we go. And if we just put back in the smart fluid tank pipe, whatever it's called, and then connect that up, we will get all the hyper experience that we need. This boy's blue. We have hyper experience. It's not enough to enchant anything yet. We only have 90 millibuckets, unless we can, let me grab a book just to make sure. Efficiency 5 on you. It'll say 355 liquid hyper experience. Okay, well, at least we have the blaze cakes for it. We just don't have the glowing sacks, which is such a shame. Well, now that we know what we need, I think let's go on a quick ink gathering session so that we can finally enchant our first item and get efficiency 6 on a netherite pickaxe. That'll be sick. I'm also glowing because I accidentally threw one of the hyper experience things. And I have night vision, I guess. Oh man, don't you love murdering squid in the murdering squid montage? We have more ink sacks. We'll be able to make at least enough hyper experience to enchant my pickaxe with efficiency 6. I'm so excited. I haven't used efficiency 6. Can I mine deep slate fast enough? Can I insta-mine it with efficiency 6 and haste? I have no idea. Make! Cook! Oh, there was one. Cook! Ink sacks are in. We gotta spice this boy up. We have 4 blaze cakes right now. We have under 100 to go. We have more than 10 ink sacks left. So yeah, we will be able to enchant this bad boy. One more and then it starts. Yes! Enchant. Go! Ooh, it's beautiful. Let's try it out. I want to go outside. Can I insta-mine stone with it by itself? I have no idea. Oh, I can. The next test is deep slate. I'm just going to dig straight down. Okay. We're at deep slate, so that is relatively the same. But what if we get on our haste 2? Nope, it's still not fast enough. We destroy every other block though. Deep slate still not fast enough, but normal instamine with stone without needing haste 2. That's why I was using the andesite exoskeleton, just so I could get the haste 2 buff when I was terraforming and digging out part of the mountain and stuff for the base, but now we don't even need it. We have unlimited haste 2 basically, efficiency 6. We got the entire hyper experience set up this episode. And next episode, the main thing that we're doing. We need a squid farm because we're already done. Oh wait, no, we need more lapis. I have that. We still definitely need more ink sacks. We have, what, a stack total. We can probably actually get unbreaking on this thing. But what I want to see is how fast Swift Sneak 4 is. Oh, it consumes 900 millibuckets? Okay, well, tune in next episode for that. That is so expensive. We're gonna need a whole squid farm for this. But thank you all so much for watching. If you got to this point in the video, like it, subscribe. If you're not subscribed somehow, I think like 80% of my viewers aren't subscribed. I want to hit 50,000 by the end of this month. Let's get me to 50,000 subscribers. All right, peace.